Straight to business, no nonsense. We appreciate that, don't we?
Anything for a breather from your endless yammering.
Hear that, Timora? Another who would tolerate your barbs and insults. But you come seeking the White Forge, like they all do. Boys with smooth cheeks and wild dreams. Girls with bright ribbons tied next to their scabbards. Old men and women, too, seeking a final blaze of glory before they're snuffed out for another turn at the wheel. Sound familiar? Pazzo! Most bold for one who came seeking my help. I have this conversation with every pig-headed swashbuckler those Postanagos and stalwarts send here. Go see Garvino, they say. Surely he'll help you.
Must have slipped their minds what a busy and important fellow you are.
We should have let them stone you. Would have silenced your endless rattling forever.
Then you'd have naught but those frostbitten inbreds for company.
The spiteful imbeciles destroyed my career, ruined years of work. But let us focus on the reason for your visit, yes? The villagers and their adventurers hammer and pry at the battery as if they were laying siege to some moldering lord's keep. But those stones were laid by some of the finest builders ever to have lived. Disciples of Abidan in the truest sense. They will not fall by the whims of any kith. And the door itself, it is infused with living essence. Shodere, I speak into seriousness. The Pargrunen of Durgan's battery perished within their own keep, victims of a violent disagreement among their own commandants. Surely in the village you have heard stories, no? Disappearing caravans, tracks in the snow, screams from the work of spirits still trapped in the battery, and a testament to those impenetrable walls. But the door of the keep, the one the Pargrunen filled with essence, it was made to listen, to recognize its masters. Traditional Aptapo cultures revolved around language. Words revealed who they were and where they were from. That is why you need a Kandak. Some liken it to a poem, others to an anthem. In reality, it is more. A Kandak is a statement of purpose, a declaration of identity. Each is unique to its tribe. Thus, to enter a fortress like Durgan's battery, you would stand at the gate and recite its Kandak. To learn the Kandak, you must speak with one of the dwarves of Durgan's battery. A shame, but no doubt their souls live on in one or two of the villagers of Stalwart. Like fine wine poured into a cheap pot. But to identify them, that is the first problem. You would... A watcher? Diverus? If this is true, then you could find a sole descendant from Durgan. You would have to learn the Cantic from the dormant soul. And to do that, you would have to awaken it. Who can say? None have... But the ones that came before you, I think they got close. Most interesting. They spent many days at the battery door. This looks like something that once belonged there. An awakening. When such things happen normally, it is because something has reminded this... Thus, to awaken one of the former dwarves of Durgan's battery, you will need to address that soul. But show some care. When you examine these souls, whatever it is you watchers do, you may see images, memories. These are moments of special import. What you see will tell you much about the person, and perhaps the condition in which they awaken. Awaken them from a traumatic memory, and who knows? Here, this has been tuned to the Eon of Durgan's battery. Use it near the villagers, and it should tell you if... You have much work ahead of you.
I'm going with him.
You? Go to
No one will bother me while I'm with him. Besides, I can help him find people in Stalwart.
You haven't been to Stalwart in 13 years. And this Watcher sees souls. What help could you be? Besides, I have need of you here. You owe whatever remains of your wicked life to me. Quay? No. This woman, the Devil of Karek, she was a notorious murderer. Burned people alive all over the region. Besides, she works for me. After all, I am the... She's a valuable assistant, and one I've worked hard to create. I must see...
Fine price for a blacksmith striker. Suppose I should be flattered.
And there you have it, a bargain.
Not a problem. Ready when you are.
Farewell.
You are going back to... There is a man in the village named Grind, the head fisherman. The rest of Stalwart kisses his feet because he fills their stinking blades with speckleback. But I know he's not as virtuous as he seems. That self-righteous meddler engineered my eviction from the village. He turned them all against me. Now I want him to feel the scorn of those mush-brained imbeciles. Humiliate him, of course. Show his neighbors what he truly is. And let him live with... He's always been a Ripple sponge addict. Just got good at hiding it once his sainted sister died and left him in charge of the fishery. But he keeps a stash in the fishery. Sneaks in at night when the others have gone home, and emerges sluggish and red-eyed a few hours. I want you to expose him. Go to the fishery after dark when it's empty. Find his... Do not answer me now. But when you return to that festering eyesore and smell the stink of fish that hangs in the air, consider what I've said. Besides, you appreciate a good joke, don't you? De Verus, this will be a great one. But be sure to approach the fishery by night, when it's empty. They will give you no... As must the gods themselves. This charming specimen
Mighty fine of you to start with my good qualities, and you wonder why we don't get more visitors.
killed over a dozen people before they finally caught up to her in Stalwart. Perfect company for lonely camps and mountain passes, no?
Hey, I know how to start a campfire.
The only reason she's not a frozen corpse is because I convinced the old mayor to let me try an experiment. Why build a fortress, or a village, or anything? To make something that keeps, that... It was the early days of the Legacy. My peers in the colleges of Animancy were filling the Hollowborn with the souls of animals. I thought there was a better way.
One with a Plum Academy job back in Salona? Don't forget that part.
Into a work of art! Look at this! Fully articulated joints, capable of grasping a pen and writing her own name.
And of crushing your throat.
Show me another smith anywhere in the Deerwood who is capable of such delicacy and precision. She is a masterpiece. She committed her first crime in the village of Karak. Did the same thing in half a dozen other villages, but the name stuck.
Here we go.
They were going to stone her anyway. Why not allow her to be put to some useful...
My life's ambition.
I approached Mayor Sinahiod and begged. He saw the potential and allowed me the privilege of attempting my little experiment. Then, I accomplished what few animancers have even dreamed of. No academic support, no patron. Just me in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, now you got them all wound up.
I transferred a fully intact soul from a living subject to a fabricated body. She retained her personalities, her memories, all of it. Yet the villagers saw only a stolen corpse. She may be mad, but she's no fool. If the villagers didn't send a hunting party after her, the Eramans would claim her. Her joints and mechanisms require a mate.
See, he's reminding me. In case I get any bright ideas.
She's a fine specimen. Her something else? Quay. You're the Watcher, so you know but you must find a soul descent. When you find such a one, as would I, but there is little to tell. They never gave their names. But they seem to know more about the battery than the others. Which is unusual, because they did not seem like typical adventurers. Their hands were smooth and marked with ink, not scalp. Other projects, they are none of your concern. Feels tired. For years I've been trying to create another like the Devil of Carrick. Yet those post-Enagos in Stalwart destroyed my machinery. Now, I can only create these broken, mindless things. The devil remains my most perfect creation. Smugglers, slavers, fugitives, the kind of riffraff that pass this way. Rarely... I can't present the Devil of Carrick to the academies, can I? A mad woman and a murderer? No.
Margaren's fire casts light in dark places.
The devil has not scorched you yet, eh?